Alright, hey everybody, welcome into another episode of Machinery Talk. I think this is episode number 4, season 1. And for you, we have another class from Branch 15. This class was from March. So we have classes starting in the fall and going through the winter, spring a little bit. They're always the last Saturday of every month, and they're free and open to the public somewhat. They're always at, almost always at Powerland Heritage Park in Brooks. Anyways, this class is a backyard foundry class. So sit back, relax, and watch this class, and then we'll have a little bit more in the studio.
Very busy outside trying to set up his work started up before anything, so anything can happen out there. He also, of course, if somebody has a project that needs something for, we've done Babbitt 2 or 3 times, and Babbitt is dangerous.
The class. No.
29th, that's the last Saturday. We're going to do the youth driver. If anybody has a youngster who wants to learn to drive a tractor under the rules of anything gas engine or tractor, they need to have their tractor here that they're going to drive. We have a tractor down here, but we haven't had any applicants that way. That have, that's if they want to run a tractor around one of the shows or they do gas engine tractor events. But again, they have to learn on their tractor. By the way, Mike Bell said he's not going to make it today, so go ahead. we get youth drivers. The only difference is they have to actually work while they're being trained because driving a tractor is going to work back to the clock. So I kill two birds with one stone. We're training on the farm wall, and we get participation and the volunteers that they don't realize that they're volunteers. He said, well, maybe, so there he is. He said he would do it. And we acted on it quickly. Yeah, it didn't take long. We will also do forklift certification. For those of you who haven't done that, most of you guys that drive forklift, if you're going to get on Rank 15 forklift and operate it, you need a card in your pocket. The rules will get tougher. Anybody at any time can stop you and ask you for that card. If you don't have that card in your pocket, you got to get off that road. Because it's an insurance situation now. So, just to keep the club safe, we started this little program. It's a list of do's and don'ts that we will hand you, and then go out and have you operate the forklift. And again, we're not going to train you. Certify you if you're already trained. Yeah, we can take it to back and do something later, but very good. By July. I carried a bottle out there the other day and hooked it up, and that thing started in the first revolution. It moved exactly a quarter of an inch before it started spinning the tires. Until we couldn't even drag it out of there now. We've got here. We just got to let it set until the ground comes up. But we will, if we want to learn about forklift, we'll come out here and we'll run a crowd around, and we'll take you out and let you operate a forklift. Same thing goes for Bobby's forklift. Bobby has a forklift. They have a certification program also. They require that you sit and watch a tape and fill out a form and sign a form that says you took that class and stuff. So, it's still going to get checked out by Jennifer. And I can see there. They just have you sign that you have done it. I've done it already myself. Where's the key? Yeah.
And they, I believe they said there'd be a card in the office if you have one.
Right. That's the last one I got.
Yeah, but if you had one 2 years ago.
Well, yeah. So just be aware of the rules are getting tougher on forklifts and they are a dangerous machine. If you need something new, then forklift there, just call one of those guys who've been here forever. We'll get it done. If I can't get off to do it, they'll send Frank out there and he'll get it. Now, when are you going to do next week?
Next month.
Next month.
At the Saturday class.
Are you gonna do that out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you gonna do it for us?
I'll have to go get that person down there.
Mhm.
Because it's almost identical. Yeah. The controls are the same, the operation is the same. I just have to stuff. Right at that moment, everybody's not going to have a lobby card. There's not like that to be there.
Right.
Lobby card and then that's the card. I did this mixed up. You gotta go learn it. I'd like to just mention that it's a volunteer that interesting thing that's that the someone Anybody else have any other announcements of any kind? Next Saturday is the general meeting at Jerry Wayne's up in Washington. It's a interesting place to be. It's comparable for Yankee, but more on a different level. Steve, we've been up there a couple times, and he has a wide range of collection of cars, and it's a tractor to do everything like that. So that directions are in the newsletter that everybody should have got by now. Do you have anything, Steve? Okay, anybody got anything? Andrew, better than he is getting stronger, but the mind is wandering a little more and more. He's carrying on the conversation, but it's about 15 different subjects all. So it's all over the place. But he is getting stronger, and hopefully when he gets strong enough, maybe the mind clears up a little bit more. He can come home. Right now, he's still in the rehab center, but he is in work. That's all we can do. Other than that, this boundary class today is going to be a 100% backyard boundary. It's only the second time I've used the boundary. The first time I've only poured ingots, so this will be the first time in actually attempting to mold something. So if it's going to go wrong, it's going to be just like we were doing it at home, and you're going to have to deal with it. So this is the only way I know how to do this. I've been watching videos, the years going down to the boundary during the Branch 15 class, and I'm not afraid to screw it up. So that's what going to be demonstrated out here. And it'll screw up. But, so I'm just warning you ahead of time that I'm not a professional. I do not know a thing what I'm doing. So it's, if you see something that I could be doing better, speak up, because I'm willing to work. No, you get to take all your scrap back. I don't want it. I printed off some of the sheets. I've only got about 10 copies here. This is what came with the boundaries instructions. This boundary that I bought is manufactured out of Spokane, so it is local, and they have upgraded to where the same size but a different configuration will actually do cast iron. Crucibles that I've got are small. They say it'll do 7 pounds of brass, or whatever they can fill it with. On the way this boundary is set up is it's all run off of propane. There's no external blowers or anything like that. It's all kind of like a jet setup on a intake. So we're using this time. On the aluminum, basically it says here, when melting aluminum, after the last piece turns molten, let the furnace run 3 more minutes to reach pouring temperature, then shut the furnace off. For yellow brass, 5 minutes. And it gives the melting temperatures. But they have a website on there, and there's a lot of useful information on it, on doing sand casting and everything. No, it is. Well, I did see that sitting there, so we can probe it and see what we're at. Go from there. Also, you're starting to notice people are starting to put their collections in the display case. On this display case, be careful when you're putting them in, because when they moved it, the glass shelves didn't fall, but we kind of rearranged the shelving so that way it's a little bit tighter. So just be careful when you're when Bob came out, we moved it and then we put the switch on line for everything. It just got nudged a little bit, especially around the center support and back and forth a little bit. So it doesn't take much. Other than that, that's what we're at. Like what you're doing now, we'll finish stuff out there. I don't have a lot to say about what I've heard from this end of the sample of a tricky board. Don't mess this around, is that all right, Ron? Just screw the keyboard. So he said, I'm not sure he did. Pass that around. Let double lead again.
Yeah.
You can tell them what this is, George, not messing around.
Castrator? I don't know, that's my guess.
That's a pair of pliers that I picked up at the Sherlock Swap Meet down in California a couple of weeks ago. And the main reason I picked it up is it's made by Stover. And it's the same company that made the Stover engines in Illinois. And Stover made a lot of things. They made waffle irons, they made pliers, so anyway, if you have Wendell's book on Stover and back, it shows a bunch of the stuff that they made. However, it didn't show that pair of pliers. But that pair of pliers, what that is an ice cube crusher.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Engine the hard ways for crushing ice. And like, the other thing I was asking is I didn't smoke really did I dabbled in stuff beyond fire. I suppose there in the case is half a chance of a crack. There's photos of 3,000 trucks that are either loaded, they're still out in the day. Like there are 100 elsewhere. They would take the whole thing. Yeah, it's guaranteed not to keep cutting after its initial have a address on it, internet address.
That's helpful.
And I don't look like we're going to do any bad today. I didn't see anybody across to work. And we ask that you bring up your hair. We don't have time to do that. And I'd like to mention, you guys are going to get anywhere close to the MC. I had a situation where we were pouring lead, which is nearly the same as Babbitt, for some plumbing over at the coast. It was all day and afternoon. We left the lead in the ladles in the lead pot, went away for the night, came back the next morning, fired up the burner, and that solid chunk of lead landed in that ladle. And we're all standing around it because it's the warm spot, there's frost outside. And it exploded. It got enough moisture between that lead and that ladle overnight for heating and cooling. What process created it, I don't know what it did. And when it got hot enough, that steam exploded out through that lead. And everybody standing there, and it completely covered his glasses with all the lead, and it stayed there. Just been that quick, he was in blind had he not been wearing glasses. And where his clothes and where his earlobes, and took some of the hair off the top of his head. So, time to leave, guys. You don't even get to blink. I mean, it happens that fast. So it's very, very dangerous. Usually welding on chunks of cement lead actually just be cautious. Okay, does anybody else have anything or any questions? Are we going to do anything today? We have to first we talk about anything today yet? Right. May, yeah, because we're having a May, but not here over the East Park. And we haven't scheduled that yet this time, so to be announced the 29th of April. We will do May, okay? Anybody else have anything, or we want to just go after Frank to death? Okay, thanks, guys.
down the sand. He's got the mold in there for the part that we're doing, and he's packing down the sand that he put in there. We've got our stuff in the foundry inside the crucible, ready to go. I don't think they fired it up yet. Tamping down the sand again.
So it's a 1-inch pitch on your compound at 90 degrees. You shift it over half an inch, and then another half inch if you're starting on the same threading color. Yeah.
This part again. I don't know how long the first one was. So he's got a little sifter there, sifting the sand a little bit. Yeah, I thought they were going to get some, I think they've got some gravel behind the...
She said, let's look at it. Bill.
Right.
tap on them a little bit. And sometimes they have a screw hole they put in, or you sit there and they work. From what I've seen on the video, we're going to find out. Yeah, okay.
We have got to find a way to overcome Silver Foundry closing.
That's why there's that big disclaimer that I don't know what I'm doing.
What is this gonna be?
What's that?
Do we know what this is for?
What the part is?
Tin.
Do you know what it is? Clamp. Okay. Alright. Cool.
Need a picture next time, Tim. That's all there is to it. I'm big on pictures.
Well, actually, we need a picture of how it comes out.
Yeah.
But oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Well, this should be interesting.
What's that?
This just should be interesting.
Yeah, good.
I wanted to... I was gonna try and make it out here like when you did one of these last year or the year before and didn't work out. But this
Well,
time
this
it's
time-
worked out.
This is the first time we've actually done foundry out here.
Right.
I mean, I poured Babbitt.
Yeah, I'd like to see that sometime too. But,
That I got pretty well down.
yeah. Another day, another time.
What's that? Could be, or just the material somebody used when they... I didn't make the boxes. There again,
Hey, it's kind of like the parting dust. You gonna turn the gas on soon?
no, they say that you wait until you got this ready before,
Gotcha.
because you can't pay attention to what that's doing,
Hopefully that's being quiet and doing that.
you know. So that's, they say to get your mold ready first.
It's in there.
That's the wipes. I plan iron.
I'm sure offline you nailed it down.
Get a picture of this guy that says he doesn't know what he's doing.
Thank you, Russ. Now it's documented forever.
Well, the insurance agent said to get as many pictures before as
I brought a fire extinguisher.
before the building catches fire. There you go. No, I wasn't worried about that. I look at all this standing water and I'm like, molten metal, standing water.
Yeah, I thought about that when you talked about that.
The steel mill. We demonstrated that at the steel mill one time. Took out a whole train.
When I worked at Hanna, they had a galvanizing plant across the street. And if they forgot to put in the vent holes in 4-inch box tubing that was welded in an H shape, it come over after they galvanized it and looked like a piece of round pipe.
Well, when I was a kid, my dad came home from the mill. I mean, they had 20 miles of railroad track out there on the grounds of the foundry, or the mill.
Right.
And they had a car that was leaking. And every time that it dripped and hit the water, something would blow up. And so the guy driving the train just kept going because he didn't want to stand still and get killed. But he blew up 5 miles of track behind him. Dad said it was a show that went on for a very long time. I didn't know that they transported molten steel. I thought it was all poured and used right where you were, but he said no.
Is that when you were young and foolish, or just the other day?
Oh, that was young and foolish, yeah. He didn't work at the mill very long. He was an overhead crane operator for a couple of years when I was little. He sold insurance, he worked at the mill, you name it. They went on strike so often it was hard to make a living.
Is that a special kind of sand, or
What's that?
the brown stuff, is that
Sure.
special? Oh.
It's actually used for this, they call it green, you know, there's different names, they call it green sand.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
That might take a little grinding too. Might take a little grinding.
Give me a spoon of some sort that I can move some of this stuff, you know, the specialty food. Something that looks like it'll work.
Oh. That's just what I was thinking. That's got a straight edge for cut. I have done this as often as I've been to the foundry. I've watched Jackie do it, and I've watched his son out at Silverton do it. But, a piece that Tim brought the pattern for. It's happened.
And what's the pattern made out of?
Pattern's made out of wood.
Oh, okay.
But you can make the pattern out of plastic. You can, you know, if you use a 3D printer,
Right.
you can use that to make a pattern. the taper goes this way?
Well, the taper is like, tapers from the center out. But I don't know if there was somebody that had his own pad. But Dave had it all set up.
Well, and also that he told me that the taper is in the middle of the part out, so I got to get it down enough to where I can get the pattern out.
Ah, yes. See. See. See.
Which would have made it easier. A split pad.
Well, I'm trying not to make it at once.
Big old, it's a big, massive,
You know, somebody said that you started over
Yeah.
again on this one, but I was thinking when you're digging this week, couldn't you have just sprinkled your parting dust on it now?
I had the thing on my pins
Yeah.
were up, and I put the part on the bottom side, so I didn't put it in the back.
There's a couple of things here.
There was a legit reason why I had to start over. If it was just a parting dust, no, I wouldn't have done that.
So is this the coat or the crack?
he had seen one years ago.
One of them is deep, and I can't tell you which one it is because.
So what happened here? You're both
And then that's what the other thing is.
Well, I'm with you, Frank. I know enough that I know that there's a coat and a drag, but knowing which one is which.
You know, and that's part of it is knowing your limitations. And I mean, like I said, I've seen them do it at the foundry.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've actually. Well, yeah, it's not something you do on a regular basis.
Who knows? If this goes well, maybe Ross will then start cranking it. Make it grass, make it even fancy. More heat. Yeah, and from what I've read, it's harder on the furnace if you're doing that because you got to get it up to a higher temperature. So if you just stick to aluminum and glass, your furnace will last longer.
Well, now they get particular.
Okay, so are you gonna dig your little runners now?
No, what I'll do is I'll fill this first, and then I will dig my runner, probably figure out where I'm gonna. Yeah. In the tray, and hopefully just there's enough. I don't know. I haven't done grass.
Now that's the...
Parting dust.
Ah. And that helps when you want to break it out of there.
Yep.
Okay. Hence the name parting dust. Okay. Alright. Kinda like building a sandwich.
Pretty much. Well, it helps pull the mold from the sand. In other words, it... Yes. So that helps separate everything out. I remembered it this time.
And now you put your fine on there and you just pack it up with the rough sand.
Yep. That's what I'm trying. Sure. A little bit. I found it at a garage sale and I thought, oh, hey, that'll work good for that. Maybe not so much. Yeah, I know. I had it found. This is a shoestring budget deal. So when I go to put it back in, I got to use well, you can see that it's got a glue or something in it. No, this doesn't. And the hardy dust is a diamond type of dust. You don't want to use a talcum powder because it's designed to absorb. That's pretty much typical down here. Set of bleachers.
Well, talking about these are all the big guys. I'm sure that they record
Burnside?
Yeah, but what was it? What's the cemetery that's down the hill?
It's the Catholic cemetery. Mount Calvary.
Mount Calvary. The cemetery is down the hill from the water. And there was,
Almost.
I don't think it got that far. But,
Sure looked like it from the edge.
and they had to scoop all that out, build a grade wall, and put the road back in. No, they didn't close the bridge. They did this West Burnside up on the hill. I think up by the tunnel up in there. That's still a lot of work. I'm sure there was a lot of overtime. Oh, look at that.
Ah.
Sort of.
Can you slide that over for you so you put that in there?
Oh yeah, let's just slide it over here a little bit. I want to keep the banging of it to a minimum. The spoon that I put underneath of it.
Mm-hmm. You need to have two halves, huh?
That help you out?
No, this is
You better be steady, Frank. You're doing pretty good.
I'd say we go ahead and try it. I mean, what's the worst we could do? Now I just got to figure out where we want to fill it.
Jack.
Oh well. Hey George. George. He's coming. Hey, you're as much an expert as I am. Where would you put your,
You're asking the wrong guy.
I know, but I thought I'd get a good opinion.
Well,
I'm almost
I
thinking.
was saying one of these maybe some bigger ones have a pocket here, and you need runner here, maybe you need a vent.
So if I go here to here, or probably here and here, and then cut the runner between the two there.
This is your biggest so you probably want to go get into this one first. It's going to take the
Most. So if I put my outlet here, and then my inlet over here, then you got to be. Yeah, it no, it didn't.
Open that up, and it has space there to set your stuff, and you have the place for all of your sand in the bottom.
So you don't use the cement.
But that's something that technically belongs to my brother-in-law. It's one of those things you have a big building and you want people, well, in fact, actually, I've even got a big boulders press too, and it belongs to Gary Markham. Haul it out of his you need some sort of a box to work in, because sand
It's going to go everywhere.
it's going to go everywhere. And you want to recover it too. Of course, like in a foundry, they let it go on the floor. It fall on the floor, and then they sweep it up. I remember the first reuse for but here, anything that falls to the ground, you're going to lose it.
Yeah, that's why I catch as much of it as I can. More fun than I really deserve right now. too? Yeah. Clear through all pieces so when it's full, it'll come out there. Yeah, but you went to this, and I went. Did you go across here? Yeah. Okay.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. Yeah. That's why I was questioning it. Well, we'll flip it over again just to double check. Through. You didn't get from here. Oh, I went from here to here. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. You got halfway all the way. Do you ever have to be concerned that you made your passageways too small? Too small? I have no idea. That's just piece of the hip because it's bigger than that. Yeah, that's all it is. This whole thing is like okay. Well, because you could get it to turn cold going across, and then there's something. I think we're just ready, almost gonna make two halves here. Woo! Alright, so our mold is ready. We made a blank, and now we made a mold. He put the pattern in there, made a blank, and then put more sand in the second half. Yeah. Alright, so it looks like we're ready to start.
Ah, there we go.
You have that on?
Yeah, yeah.
Those GoPro cameras don't zoom in, do they?
Not this one. If you get some of the,
They do
yeah,
have one that'll
if you get some of the newer ones, like the Hero 4 or 5. Well, I don't know about the 5 because on the 5 they've done away with the, I don't know, I might be, but anyways, this is a Hero 3, and on the higher ones they have an LED screen on the back, and you can, you know, zoom in and zoom out. But for anything, like anything lower than a 5, it's the LCD screen is it's an add-on that you can buy, and it unfortunately, like if you do that, it really takes up your battery. But yeah, they work pretty good.
Well, I've seen some guys use those. I've been planning a trip to the Arctic on Svalbard, archipelago, way up north of Norway.
Oh,
There's one.
there you go.
There's been some guys that have taken on their ships. They have those on what do you call those things that fly around?
A drone?
Yeah, a drone. And boy, they've gotten some really good pictures of polar bears and stuff like
Wow.
that. You know,
I watched a video. I think it was on the Truck Museum Facebook page. They found a guy that he come out here and visited all the way from New Zealand, and he went and visited. He's got this whole internet web series about trucking from New Zealand, and he came out here to America, and he was here in Oregon, and he visited. He had a 2-part series, but he visited a trucking graveyard and showed you all over that. And then he came out here and he was like, well, I understand that, you know, this is their closed season, so I might have to just, you know, kindly knock on the door of the caretaker. And they took him through the museum and whatnot. And he also made a trip up to the Evergreen Museum, but I don't know how he heard about it, but it was kind of funny the way that he pronounced his W's. But anyways, yeah. Is it glowing yet? I don't know, they gotta get it to glowing. Alright, here we go. Might have to move under the porch here, I don't know. We might have to add stuff too. wait until next month.
It's starting to cook down.
So that's the impurities, right? Or whatever. That's the stuff you don't want. Oh, it comes apart. Okay. Critical. The moment of truth. Oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can still explain that.
And driving.
All that good stuff. Wait till the fire goes up. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. But if I have a hunch, I'm gonna end up with a column here and a column there. Jackie would have laughed at me. Backyard's underwater.
Well, so's the front.
You know, it's one of those cases where you're pretty sure you screwed up. So if you didn't, and you went to check it because you screwed it up, it didn't screw it up, you screwed it up. Are you going in for an intercom call? Make sure it's turned off. So it'll start cooling down so I can get it packed up. Everybody's waiting with anticipation. And it don't go in.
So you just filled up the riser.
Yep, that's all I did.
All that. But it was interesting.
I went the wrong way with
Didn't know.
I got two risers.
Well, that's 2 risers more than you had before.
I didn't. Well, now that I know. Okay, that's what I ended up with.
Yeah, and they just
All
runners
that
were
you
too
gotta do
small.
is cut that off, chuck it up in the lathe, and you can make a.
Right, it's still useful.
Just
Maybe not hot enough to do because it's cool. No,
That is a
I didn't make my.
possibility.
I made my risers on my
When you poured
pathway
it in,
on the
it
wrong side.
cooled it quick enough that it kept it longer.
So I didn't make them big enough to go into the.
Or maybe it wasn't quite hot. And what happened was when it got down there, it started setting.
But you can see right here, it hit right there, and that's where it stopped. So I didn't have my risers going in good enough.
Did you have any kind of an air vent out either?
No, because I poured in one first, and it stopped, so then I poured in the other one.
we hope that.
But you didn't have a place for the air to go out so that metal could flow in.
I'm not, hey, you know, there's
Boy, that sure stinks.
It's a learning experience.
a learning experience.
We ended up with some ingots. Alright, we made it over here to where the Electric Railroad Museum is at, and they got a out here. This one right now is their newest acquisition. This was, I think it's OER, that's Oregon Electric Railroad number 21, and I'll try and find the story on it and print out the information, but it started out in Oregon and went all over the place, and so they got those trolleys down and engine down there, but this is the new guy, and he is, I think he's from 1921 or 1920 something, and it's finally back in Oregon, and they're proud to have it here. Yeah. Back there is their workshop or storage building and stuff. Yeah. This is the Hopmere station though, and if you come out here during steam up, they have trolleys running, and you'll go out to the trolley barn, and the guy will talk about the trolleys and stuff. So come out and see this guy and all their other stuff this year. Now I'll send it back. Well, that was interesting foundry class, and you know, like the guy said, it's backyard foundry, and learn as you go, and now we know. I mean, they can work together and try again someday, and try and fix what they did wrong, and that's what happens, trial and error. But yeah, I'll send it back to the studios at CCTV. Thanks for watching. Alright, hey, welcome back into the studios here at CCTV. I hope you enjoyed watching the Saturday class from Branch 15 with, I think it's Frank Weber, and I thank him for bringing out his backyard forge or foundry, and unfortunately, as you can see there, it didn't work quite right, but hopefully he'll get back together with the guy and try, and they'll melt down some more brass and try again. Unfortunately, I don't think, like he said, he didn't make the pathways between the two parts big enough, so it didn't flow in between the two parts. But that's how it goes with the DIY sometimes. You live and learn from your mistakes, and but you know, everything went good, everybody was safe, and that's what counts. So I think I've mentioned in the other episodes that Antique Powerland, this year they're going through a name change and rebranding. So I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit, and then go over a brief list of events that are coming up this spring and summer. And then at the end, we're going to have a little public service announcement. So let's jump right in and talk about the name change for Antique Powerland. This comes right off of their website. Name change for Antique Powerland. By unanimous vote of the Board of Governors and later by the Board of Directors for Antique Powerland, the Antique Powerland site is now Powerland Heritage Park, home of the Great Oregon Steam Up. Why the name change? The APMA board consultant Don Evans recommended it as a result of prior research of his own on various names of heritage museums. 1. The Powerland Heritage Park name is more inclusive of all museums and organizations on the site. It gives more of a heritage context to the history of power. And I believe that I have mentioned that before. And then 2, the Powerland Heritage Park name more aptly describes our park-like campus, and it is less likely confused with a commercial antique mall. And I think I've mentioned that before too. 3, this provides a marketing opportunity to relaunch our site and all of our museums in the public eye and to increase foot traffic at events. What about the APMA name? The organization and official name will still be Antique Powerland Museum Association, only the name of the grounds has changed. The land under Powerland Heritage Park is owned by Western Antique Power, Inc., also referred to as WAPI, and it is managed by APMA. So if that's clear, like clear as mud, so there you go. Just wanted to mention really quickly, you can join our friends, Western Steam Finds or Fiends for STEAM School. It says the next class is April 15th, 2017. Contact Gary Clark. It says the topic will be interior construction. Oh, no, excuse me. In other announcement, interior construction continues on the Truck Museum's new Learning Center. And I think we saw that from the video from the previous month's class. So if you missed that one, you can go to my YouTube channel and check that out. Just go to YouTube and look for Kerry Peck. That's K-E-R-I-P-E-C-K. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't able to find the story on Oregon Electric Railway, number 21. That is one of the newest engines that OER has acquired out there at Powerland Heritage Park. But go check them out on Facebook. I believe you just got to look for Oregon Electric Railway. So, oh, yeah, it says, this electric locomotive was built for the Oregon Electric Railway in 1912. In 1946, it was sold and moved to Canada, where it was in operation for nearly 70 years. It returned to Oregon and is now at Powerland Heritage Park. So that's part of it. It was in Canada for 70 years. But anyways, that is all the news I had. So just so you know, Powerland Heritage Park is open April through September, and so their season hours are Wednesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and it says Heritage Museum hours may vary. For more info, visit antiquepowerland.com. And you can call them at 503-393-2424. And let's see. All right. So one of the first events that they have this year will be the grand reopening and relaunch, where they officially put out the new name to the public. And that will be, this event takes place of the free museum day that they have had in September in the past. I think they've wanted to try and move that to, earlier in the season, because the weather isn't always so great in September. So I believe that day will be a family day, and it will be free. So this event takes place May 20th through May 21st. It says craft fair / farmers market. The new farmhouse museum will open, and most of our museums will be open. Free admission, camping available for the weekend. So there you go. Mark your calendars for that. And then, just really quickly, we have a list of events here. The first one here is the Salem Ag Fest, is April 29th and the 30th. I believe that is down at the State Fairgrounds. So you want to mark your calendars for that. Some of our heritage museums will be there, and you can check them out and learn about all of them. And they'll have engines, tractors, some running, maybe. I think in the past they've been outside, but if the weather permits, or maybe they'll be inside. Then on May 20th and 21st, they have the craft fair introducing Powerland Heritage Park at Powerland Heritage Park in Brooks. And then June 17th is the Vertically Challenged Car Club. And then same weekend is the Brooks Historical Society celebration, June 17th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then mark your calendars for June 23rd, 24th, and 25th is the Branch 15 Early Day Gas Engine and Tractor Association swap meet. And on the same weekend is the Oregon Vintage Machinery Museum annual auction and the Northwest Vintage Car and Motorcycle Museum rendezvous. So that's just their fancy name for their car show. And then June 28th through July 5th is Rollin' Oldies Vintage Camping Trailer Club Rally. And also on the same 2 weekends, June 28th through July 5th, we will have Civil War reenactments like we did last year. Don't ask me how the two go together. I really wanted to go last year, but I couldn't. I seen pictures. Evidently it was a success, so they're having them again. And then July 29th through the 30th and August 5th through the 6th is the Great Oregon Steam Up. So the Great Oregon Steam Up is always the last weekend in July and the first weekend of August. And they have camping on site, but I've never tried it out because I've heard that if you want camping on that weekend, you gotta prepare like a year in advance because it goes out pretty fast. Because most of the camping is exhibitors and people that are participating in the swap meet. But anyways, I know that on both Sundays of the Steam Up, they have church services in the mornings. So if that's something you're interested in, you can check that out. If you're not able to make it on one of the Saturdays and your wife is like, "Oh, come on, honey, we got to go to church," you can be like, "Hey, honey, they got church services there. Let's go." So, and then, okay, mark your calendars for August 19th through the 21st. Now, you might already have it marked, but if you don't already know, that is the big solar eclipse weekend. And the Oregon Electric Railway Museum will be putting on a special event there at Antique Powerland that weekend surrounding the Great American Solar Eclipse. You don't want to miss that. Some other news and information about the Great Solar Eclipse weekend. I know that OMSI is planning an event at the fairgrounds that weekend. So if you want information about that, you got to go to omsi.com or .org. I don't know. And my dad was telling me that on that Monday, the day of the eclipse, because I think the 21st is a Monday, the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes are planning on having a baseball game, and they're going to try and start it so that the eclipse is happening in the middle of the game, and it's going to be like one of the only baseball games to ever be stopped by an eclipse. So if you wanted more information about that, I would suggest checking out SalemKaiserVolcanoes.com. But anyways, oh yeah, and that, like, the Thursday or Friday before, I think, there's going to be an OMSI presentation at the Capitol. So if you want to check that out, I would suggest following the Oregon State Capitol on Facebook or something. So moving right along, on August 25th through the 26th is the Pacific Northwest Truck Museum Truck Show, and they have there's a lot of good opportunities with that. They have a raffle for a toy truck, and Friday, that would be Friday the 24th of August, they have a night glow. So if you're interested in going to that, check them out on antiquepowerland.com. And then November 11th at 10 a.m. is the APMA annual meeting. And I'm not sure if that's open to the public or not. So, yeah, real quick for Branch 15, I'll just mention that we have an engine raffle every year. The proceeds from the sale of engine and quilt raffle tickets go towards the completion of the Wolf Iron Works Museum. Raffle raffle tickets are available at all meetings during the year, in addition during the swap meet and the Great Oregon's Team Up. The raffle drawings are at noon on Saturday, August 6th, 2017, during the Great Oregon Steam Up at Powerland Heritage Park in Brooks, Oregon. So every year we also raffle off a couple of quilts. And if you want more information about that, check out Branch 15, edgeta.org. That's the website for Branch 15. I think that's it. That's all that I had for events and news from Powerland Heritage Park. I gotta start practicing saying it now. I've kind of been, I've known about this change for, I think, 4 or 5 months now, and I've kind of gone back and forth, like, calling it Antique Powerland or Powerland Heritage Park, but now I really gotta start practicing calling it Powerland Heritage Park, because it's going to be official. It already is official, but in May when we have that event, it will be official, and it's kind of confusing. The name of the website is not changing, but if you go on their home page, you will see right on the home page, instead of saying Antique Powerland, it will say Powerland Heritage Park now. Okay, so we have time for just a little quick service announcement. Now that we are heading into spring, some of you might be getting into spring cleaning, and now is a good time to start thinking about if you have considering the harsh winter that we had this year, if you have a first aid kit in your car, or if you don't, now would be a good time to start thinking about that. But if you do have one, now is a good time to go through it and make sure everything is still good. It also might be a good time to think about getting a roadside emergency kit and have jumper cables, tire iron, flares, or triangles so that people can see you if you have to pull over. You might think about carrying extra water, extra food, and if you used anything over in the past year, you might think about replacing some of that stuff. And it's a good time to talk to your family about emergency plans and where you're going to meet up. And if you haven't already, now is a good time to think about your smoke detectors. Now, here in the spring, and then again in the fall. And it's a good time to you want to make sure you have fire extinguishers in your house, and check those if you do. And for your car, you might want to have a towing company phone number and your insurance phone number, all that stuff. And it would be good to keep a list of prescriptions, and you can put them in a Ziploc bag and put that in the freezer so you know where it is and you can just grab it when you need to. And, talk to your kids about campfire safety, and always have water on hand, because remember, only you can prevent forest fires. And that's it. That's all that I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching this Branch 15 class. thank you for watching Machinery Talk. I believe this was episode number 4 or 5. If you want to know the play times for Machinery Talk, you can go to cctv.org and look for Machinery Talk. It'll also be up on my YouTube shortly. If you want a DVD of this episode, you can call CCTV at the phone number at the bottom of your screen and just ask for Machinery Talk, April 2017. And I'll mention really quickly that next month I might have, potentially I might have 2 or 3 episodes, I don't know. But for sure, I'm going to have the Saturday class from Branch 15 again. This month, we're going to go, they are going to have a forklift driving class and youth tractor driving class. And if you watched the class from this episode, he was explaining that next month, I mean, it's not really a class. They expect you to know things going in. And for the forklift class and the youth driving class, you really have to be, if you're going to be driving one of their forklifts, you really have to be a member of Branch 15 or a member of APMA so that you're covered under their accidental insurance. And for the youth tractor driving class, you, the adult, need to be a member, and your kid needs to be an associate or whatever. And again, that's not really a class. They expect your kid to know at least a little bit, but they'll be testing them on it. And it's just, like the guy said, it's just to be certified for one particular tractor. So if they're going to be driving multiple tractors, they have to get tested on each individual tractor. But anyways, that's it. The other thing, so this weekend, I am going to go to a farm show in McMinnville, and I plan on having a few videos from that. So that's why I'm saying that I might have 2 or 3 episodes next month. Anyways, with that, just remember, as always, with this hobby of old iron and old engines, be safe out there. And remember, if it ain't red, leave it in the shed. See ya.